Right here. Everybody take a look at this.
Mark it.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to mark it. Take a black marker, whatever you got, and just mark it. Here's one here. Here's one here. I think this one's got 3 of them. I think. I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, probably. And there's another one. There's a little one right here. See that? Okay. And I think that's the 3. Yeah, here's the one big one, and then the other one. Okay. So they can be placed anywhere inside here. All right.
They are places wherever they
Just wherever, they're placed in there by the man I'm telling you about, okay? It's got 4 screws. Adriano took the 2 out, so this one's only held in by 2 screws, which is nice, okay? All right. Now, what I want to do is, just like so, I have my tools and socket set. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the set screw off. If you notice here, guys, the set screw is right on the flat part of the shaft. Like I said, the shaft is like D-shaped. Okay? Everybody take a look at it. You can see where it's at. Okay? Okay. Now, just loosen up the set screw. You don't have to really crank the hell out of it. See how it moved? 90% of the time, they're not going to move like that. The reason why it moved like that, it's been taken apart so many times already. Okay, so we're really not going to have to use this because it's going to fall apart for us. So what I want to do is I'm going to take the screw out, but I'm going to show you anyways with the tool. All right, put the screw somewhere safe so we don't lose it. All right. Now what we're going to do is turn it around. Okay. Now we're going to loosen the motor mount. What kind of motor mount is this again?
direct.
Motor mount.
Oh, belly
band. There we go.
belly bugged.
Let me get a socket for that.
You guys are taking video. I'm sorry. No swearing.
Does that squirrel cage only go in one direction?
Yes, well, it can go in another way, but once you go to put it in, you'll see what went wrong. And I'm going to show you that by putting it in the wrong way. You'll know right away if it's in backwards or not.
What you make it?
Why is it brown on the bottom?
Hell, tools.
Smell it.
The hell.
And these blades are somewhat sharp. They can cut your fingers, guys, so be careful. All right.
How much do these cameras cost?
Okay, now, see how it all falls apart? It's starting to fall apart, guys? See that? Okay, now, we're going to take this completely apart. So I need to get
Metal on metal.
I don't know if this is going to be the right size. Nope. Size 16. Yep, 5/16. Make sure I'm going to do is just going to take this plate out because I want to take the wheel out as well. Remember I told you you got to take this plate out to get it out because if we were to take the motor out right now, okay, you won't be able to get the wheel out. That's okay sometimes, okay? But before I take that out, let me show you how the motor's going to probably just fall out on me. I want to show you how this tool works, okay? If you can't get the motor out of here, okay, this is where this tool comes into play. Open these set screws. These set screws are going to grab around the hub of the motor, okay? So, all right. You want to back this.
The blower.
Yes. You want to back this screw out, okay? And you see that little that little pin on there? Okay? That little dimple or pin on there is going to push on the motor here. It's not going to mushroom it. Because if you were to take a hammer and pound on it, it's going to mushroom, and then when this gets down to here, and I'm cutting myself too. When it gets down here, it's going to be flared out, and you're not going to be able to get the motor out. Okay? All right, now, take the 4 screws, tighten them down as best as you can by hand. Okay, and once they're tightened down, take your adjustable, lock them down on the hub. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to screw this down. Now see, it's locked on the hub. Screw this all the way down until it bottoms out, which means when it bottoms out, it's touching the shaft of the motor. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to physically drive the motor out. Okay? Now, when we do that, you can actually do this. Grab it with a pair of channel locks. Okay? And then what you're going to do is start pushing it out. But, okay, you need to do it like this. It's hard to demonstrate in front of you guys here. Okay? You're going to grab, I'll turn around so you guys can see it. What you're going to do is you're going to grab this here. Stop bleeding. Okay. And you're just going to physically push the motor out. Okay. Sometimes if they've never been taken apart, you may have to like really crank on it, but they'll give. Okay. And it actually physically pushes the motor out. And the motor will fall out like that. Okay. Once the motor is out, take this off. Any questions yet, guys? Sometimes to get this thing off, you can unscrew. After that, I want to take the squirrel cage out. See how it won't fit? Yeah, it normally has 4. This one's only got 2. Now that motor there doesn't have a belly band around it. It's got permanent mounts spot welded on it. But if you had to replace the motor, it would actually come with those mounts on it. You have to buy a belly band for it to adapt to it. Okay, 1 screw, 2 screws, and then the roller wheel is going to come out. Okay? Now, then you clean it up. Okay? Randy asked a good question. What happens if you put it in backwards? I'll show you what will happen if you put it in backwards. You're gonna figure it out kind of quick.
Okay, I'll put up a phone call real quick.
Go ahead. Okay, you know your motor's mounted on this side here because it has the holes for the motor mount. Okay, this side here has got nothing. All right. So when you go to stick that motor in, okay, on this side because that's where it goes.
The one that reached.
Okay, when you get the motor in, where are you gonna put your set screw at? Your set screw is on this side. So the set screw is always on the opposite side of the motor so you can reach in it and get it. Okay? See what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah.
The set screw is on the wrong side. It's on this side where the motor is. How are you going to get to it? Good indication right there. It's in the wrong way. All right? So, take it out. Switch it around. Set it back in. Alright. Now, might as well put this cover back on. Make this wrong way. This isn't the right cover for it. Which is fine. It's only for demonstration. Got it?
No.
Lined up?
Yeah, Robert.
No, it goes over here, this one. There you go. Very nice, very nice.
Oh, are we gonna be using these tools?
Yep. All right. Okay, this one here. Remember, guys, you gotta figure out which way the wires are at. The wires are mostly at the back end of the blower wheel because we're gonna be plugging them into the circuit board. All right. That. Let's go like that. Okay, that's how it was in. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is start these. Look difficult?
No.
Like I said, take a rag, wipe this off. If you see dust, dirt, and debris inside, okay, blow it out, clean it out, okay? Now, another thing too, guys, I did not mention to you, okay? This is actually the wrong motor for this furnace, okay? The reason why I'm saying that is because this motor's got oil ports on it, okay? This is an oil port.
And this is going all the way, on the way down, right?
Yes, to oil the bearings of the motor. There's a plug there, and there's a plug on the other side, okay? They make these things called zoom spout oilers. It's a oiler, it's got a bottle of oil about yay big, with a big long straw on it. And it's good for getting inside these little holes here to add a couple drops of oil inside to lubricate the bearings, okay? Just put a couple drops in and that's it. Now, the reason why I said that this motor is not correct for this, okay, is because
The oil level will not go to the bearing.
it's gonna leak out. See where the port is? The port is on the bottom, so the oil's gonna leak out. So that's how we know this is not the correct motor for this thing. The oil port should be closest to the top, okay? And the wire should also be towards the back as well, okay? But if you ever see those oil ports or grease fittings, guys, always grease or oil them, okay? Just a couple drops. Almost. We'll probably be in the lab within the next 5 minutes.
Those capacitors are a little bad on there.
Yes, they do. That's 105. Just snug them. You don't want to pinch the hell out of these motor mounts because they're made out of rubber, okay? All right? That's why I showed you guys in the lab, or in that video, or not the video, the pictures. Okay? We need to slide that over, so now it spins freely.
Okay.
Okay?
What did you do though? Why was it doing that again?
Watch, check it out. It's
So you
not
just push it
centered. Not centered,
Okay.
okay? Yep.
And usually you just grab them with your hand, or
Yeah.
how would you see?
Just slide it over?
Just slide it over, that's it.
As it's running, wouldn't it slide all the way over and then start screeching? No?
It just holds
I'm
itself.
gonna show you how to, I'm gonna show you, we're not done yet.
Oh.
You're gonna lock it, right?
There you go. Check it out. So you want to try to make it equal distance on each side, okay? Sometimes you may have a little wobble, but as long as it doesn't touch the sides, you're good to go, okay?
It'll stay there when it's put back into the furnace?
Sure it will.
Nice.
And I'm going to show you how and why, okay? So put it in the center, okay? Now, everybody's asking this question, now how's it not going to move over? Remember what I said, guys. You want to line the screw hole up, wherever the hell it is, there it is, right here. Here's a screw hole right here. You want to line that up with the flat spot of the shaft, okay? There's the flat spot right there. I got it lined up. Thank you.
Also, it puts pressure on the flat spot, it won't spin and move.
Mm-hmm.
It's flat,
Right.
bottom of the set screw's flat,
Yep.
everything's flat, sets it in place.
103 heating,
Boom.
AKA physics.
But you see all that moving around though, guys, with this
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Those weights could easily fall off. And if, what you could do too, just pinch them on just to make sure. Don't fall off in the future. That's it. All of them. Where's the other one at? I'm not gonna waste time on it. I gotta get in the lab. All right? So right now it's finger tight, okay? And I know it's lined up with the flat spot. I wanna check it one more time. She's good. She's not rubbing. All right? So what I'm gonna do is, I moved it over a little bit. Another thing too, guys, if the shaft of the motor is a little rusty and nasty looking, you can take sand. Just crank down on that set screw. Okay. All I did, guys, is I just tightened it down with the wrench. The motor, now the set screw is on the flat part of the blower motor. Okay. Last but not least, plug in my cap wires, I guess, now. Okay. The motor is, the wires are towards the back where the motor, where the circuit board's gonna be, okay? But like I said, if you ever come across oil ports on the motor, sometimes even condenser motors and air conditioners will have those too, okay? You wanna have those oil ports or grease fittings closest to the top so the grease